Here's about the craziest story I've seen in a long fucking time, okay? I seen the story pop up, and a bunch of things were running through my head, okay? UFC legend Cain Velasquez arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. Now, I've also known, and in case you guys don't know, okay, I was a huge fan. You wouldn't know any of this, okay? I'm just gonna give you my backstory when it comes to the UFC and, that time frame when it comes to mixed martial arts. I was a huge fan, okay? I was watching all of the old Pride tapes, okay? I was there for the UFC's golden age, okay? Like from UFC, what would you put it? Probably UFC 80 until about UFC 150? Was that about the biggest boom period for them? Oh, kind of like the handoff from Chuck Liddell, Brock Lesnar breaking onto the scene there. And then you had Anderson Silva, GSP, BJ Penn. God, just the depth of talent in every single all 5 divisions was amazing, okay? Pride was awesome. Strikeforce was running a couple of decent cards, okay? WEC was putting on the most consistent product in mixed martial arts. It was a great time to be a fan before it just got too saturated and there's too many weight classes and not enough stars to go around. Like, I know the quality of athlete out there is through the roof at this point, but Stipe Miocic isn't quite as a recognizable character as Mirko Cro Cop, okay? I know Stipe's a much better fighter than Cro Cop, but still, right kick hospital, left kick cemetery. I just like a couple of those little accoutrements to my fights, okay? But then again, I'd also always be down for a John Fitch fucking 15-minute ground and fuck. It's just terrific fights, okay? Just top to bottom. And then, yeah, towards the end of me really giving a fuck about mixed martial arts, Cain Velasquez burst onto the scene. I was never a big Cain fan, okay? I was more of a Junior Dos Santos guy. Especially their big fight on Fox Sports 1, case in point. But yeah, he's 39 years old now. He's been retired since 2019. A 2-time UFC heavyweight champion, having won the title in 2010 before losing it in 2011 in the fight that I referenced, and regaining it in 2012 until 2015, where he spent a long portion of that on the well, not the DL, but he was out with injuries because his nickname was, of course, Cardio Cain, because the dude had the cardio of, at least we were told over and over again by Joe Rogan, who was another person who really pushed me out of the product because he would just keep hyping up these people that I'd watch the product too, and I just didn't see them as being unbeatable, okay? He's like, oh, he's got the cardio of a welterweight. Yeah, that's awesome. And then he'd get fucking flatlined by JDS. Well, great. Tell us more about how wonderful Chris Weidman is and how he's going to reign atop the middleweight division forever and ever. Oh, Luke Rockhold? Sorry about that. But regardless, need not drudge up my old criticisms. He retired in 2019 following a 26-second defeat to current heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou on February 27th, 2019. Since then, he has wrestled for WWE and Mexico. Yes, he's wrestled for the country of Mexico. No, he's worked at AAA, which is, I guess right now it's probably the biggest promotion in Mexico. CMLL's like the oldest, actually it's the oldest professional wrestling organization in North America. But it's been ravaged by mismanagement, and yeah, after retiring from mixed martial arts, Cain Velasquez, a longtime professional wrestling fan, started training lucha, and he worked his first 2 professional wrestling matches in AAA, and he was out there throwing hurricanranas, and he was doing top rope shit. He was looking really good, and it was impressive for a guy of his size, which again, it's also impressive because he was a guy who could go like somebody who was at least 50 pounds lighter than him, and it was believable. He just has the charisma of a stroke victim, and that's why he was kind of one and done in the Fed. But it was my budget cuts, right? That's why the Fed just posted fucking billions of dollars in profits, but whatever. Since then, yeah, but is mostly focused on training other fighters at his longtime gym in San Jose, where this took place, aka American Kickboxing Academy, that he founded, or at least he's operating with Daniel Cormier, another legend as well, and another undersized heavyweight who overperformed. But again, let's not get bogged down in the weeds. Cain Velasquez has a lot to offer the game, as long as we get some more clarity on these charges, because This one's a little bit wild. So, like I said, when I seen the charges to begin with, okay, attempted murder? I was thinking, okay, mostly because he was down there in Mexico working AAA. I just thought maybe he didn't pay off a certain police officer and he ended up getting slapped with some of these charges, because that shit happens in corrupt regimes. Then, when it was in San Jose, things were questions starting to surface and red flags were starting to fly, at least for me. Cain Velasquez, one of the greatest UFC fighters of all time, arguably, was arrested in California on suspicion of attempted murder. Okay, San Jose police announced on Tuesday that Velasquez was arrested in connection with a shooting, which an adult male was hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. Interesting. Very interesting. The motive and circumstances surrounding the incident are still under investigation at this time, police said. And according to TMC, which apparently has all the up-to-date information on this stuff, he's still in custody as of Tuesday, okay, and has a court date set for Wednesday at noon. So we'll get more clarity as to what the charges are, what the motivations are. It's going to be a bail hearing and such, because he's being held without bail for the time being, awaiting this trial, but Questions. Details surrounding the specifics of the arrest are unclear, though law enforcement sources tell us the former fighter was involved in a shooting in San Jose around 3 p.m. near a local high school. The alleged incident, one person was shot while another was arrested. Nothing further surrounding the circumstances or the situation has been released. So multiple scenarios immediately run through my head, and I'm not claiming any sort of definity with any of this stuff, but immediately what comes to my mind: carjacking gone wrong, self-defense, maybe. We won't know more until Wednesday, but he, unlike many other fighters in the game, Cain never ran afoul of the police, at least my understanding. Tried to do a little bit of digging on this, but he always seemed to be on the up and up, okay? Like, he was always one of those faces that the UFC could push out there, okay, to market the game as like, no, we have killers on our roster, but in real life, they're like super good dudes, okay? And Cain was one of those guys, so I think, okay, like I said, I'm not claiming any divinity on any of these mere prognostications. I'm just thinking that somebody was trying to relieve somebody of their vehicle or their wares, and ended up realizing that, oh shit, this 6'1", 230-pound dude, we probably should have picked an easier target. And if there were two guys that were there, they might have thought they could have got the jump on this guy, but little did they know. So yeah, that's the best case interpretation of this. Otherwise, maybe it was just, I don't know, outside of high school, hopefully, or trying to do an Ethan Crumbly or something like that. I highly doubt that, but I guess we'll have more information on this tomorrow at noon or something like that. So I'll have my eyes peeled on this, because I'd like some more details, because I find this incredibly fascinating. And if this is a self-defense thing, or if this is a case that goes to trial, I'll be incredibly interested, even more so. But until that time, and with that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.